one must give up the association of materialistic person and seek the association of the devotee, because without the association of the devotee, one cannot understand the activities of the Lord. Generally, people are convinced of the impersonal feature of the absolute truth. Because they do not associate with the devotee, they cannot understand that the absolute truth can be a person and have a personal activities. This is very difficult subject matter. Unless one has a personal understanding of the absolute truth, there is no meaning to devotion service, or devotion cannot be offered to anything impersonal. Service must be offered to a person. Non-devotees cannot appreciate Krishna consciousness by reading the Srimad Bhagavatam or any other Vedic literature wherein the activities of the Lord are described. They think that these activities are fictional, manufactured stories, because spiritual life is not explained to them in the proper mood. To understand the personal activities of the Lord, one has to seek the association of the devotee. And by such an association, when one contemplates and tries to understand the transcendental activities of the Lord, the path of liberation is open and he is freed. One who has firm faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead becomes fixed, and his attraction or association with the Lord and the devotee increases. Association with the devotee means association with the Lord. The devotee who makes the association develops the conscience for a reading service to the Lord, and then, being situated in the transcendental position of devotional service, he gradually becomes perfect. Hare Krishna. Magnacharan. Om Agnantimiradhansya Nanajana Salakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Guruveva Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manomishtam Sthapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaham Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavascha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saguna Raghunathavitam Sanjeevam Swadetam Swadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vikashanta Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dira Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopekanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataruscha Krupa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. All right, I'm done. Anything else you want me to do?
Mataji, go ahead and say something about the purport. You're doing wonderful, Mataji. Go ahead.
What do I do now?
Just
whatever
explain.
you understood, Mataji.
Whatever you understood.
Oh no. I read something else today, but I think I did a boo-boo. What we were in the line, that I have read it, but this is little different than I read it. So I have to go through again my reading and then I can tell. But
that's okay. I think Sameshwar Prabhu, Amritanand Prabhu have joined, so let them decide what to do.
Yeah, they can do it. Something. I'm not that. I have joined Hare Krishna only for 1 year, and I'm not that. I feel I'm not in that stage yet.
Doing great, Mataji. Thank you so much. Thank you. Haribol.
Haribol.
Sameshwar Prabhu, if you'd like to do class, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hari Bol. It's actually 3.
What happened today? I mean,
I don't
who's
know.
this?
Madhupati Prabhu's assigned speaker hasn't come. We don't know who's supposed to be there. Madhupati Prabhu is also not on the call.
Okay.
And the assigned speaker, whoever it may have been, hasn't joined.
Madhupati Prabhu's Guru Maharaj is here, so that's why he must be busy, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 1 minute. I'll 1 minute.
Prabhu, it is 3:29.
Yeah,
20,
we were
25. 3:29.
I did another one.
Yeah, that's okay. You're good, Mataji.
Gujarati, so I do Gujarati every day.
No, you're fine.
I should have done a 29 chapter and 25. I got it now. I did wrong in only today's the verse is saying that you have to do your regular duty, and you until you don't get a realization, you have to keep on doing worship of the deity. That was the today's.
Yeah. You're doing fine, Mataji. What Mataji and Prabhu was telling you. And
I
if you
can
have
tell
to do class,
Gujarati.
you can discuss what your realizations are related to what you have read, what you have heard from Guru and Shastra. So you will be fine. Don't worry about making mistakes or anything. And 100 marks for your enthusiasm, Mataji. 100 marks. Very good.
I can recite the today's verse. Acharya dava vacharya tavadishwaram masva karmakruta yavatra veda savrudhi sarvabhuteshu vastitam. That was the today's.
Now you can read the translation, Mataji. Hari
Yeah,
Bol.
can I read it in Gujarati? I have to get it out from the English from the phone.
Not many Gujaratis here, Mataji.
Right, so
Timekar
I'm
Prabhu is...
from the
Sorry,
Veda.
go ahead.
But I did little mistake. 29, I should have got it,
What?
and then but 28, 29.
I
Okay, I
think we
got
have...
and then verse is 25.
I think we have 10 minutes.
Yeah, 1 minute. I will get it out 25. Okay, I got it today's one. Okay, translation for today's one. Performing his prescribed duties, one should worship the deity of the Supreme Personality of Godhead until one realizes my presence in his own heart and in hearts of other living entities as well. Purport. Worship of the deity of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is prescribed herewith even for a person who are simply discharging their prescribed duties. There are prescribed duties for the different social classes of men, the Brahmans, the Vaishya, the Kshatriya, and Sudra, and for the different asrama. Is this the one I am doing right?
Yes, Mataji.
Did I do right one?
Yes, that's the one.
Which is the verse?
3:29:25. 3:29:25.
3:29:25, right?
Yeah, I'm sharing it. Go ahead.
Okay. Performing the prescribed duties, one should worship the deity of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead until one realizes my presence in his own heart and in the hearts of other living entity as well. Worship of the deity of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is prescribed herewith even for a person who are simply discharging their prescribed duties. There are prescribed duties for the different social classes of a man, the Brahmans, Vaishya, Kshatriya, and Sudra, and for a different ashram: brahmacharya, grahastha, manprastha, and sannyas. One should worship the deity of the Lord until one appreciates the presence of the Lord in every living entity. In other words, one should not satisfy simply by discharging his duties properly. He must realize his relationship with the relationship of all other living entities with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If he does not understand this, then even though he discharges his prescribed duties properly, it is to be understood that he is simply laboring without profit. Word swakarma kart in the words is very significant. Swakarma krut is one who engages in discharging his prescribed duties. It is not that one who has become a devotee of the Lord or who engages in a devotional service should give up his prescribed duties. No one should be lazy under the plea of devotional service. One has to execute devotional service according to his prescribed duties. Swakarma krut means that one should discharge the duties prescribed for him without neglect. Simeshwar Prabhu is here, so he wants to say. Simeshwar Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Right. Thank you, Mataji. It was so nice to hear from you. So wonderful. I thought you were going to speak, and I was eager to hear from you.
No, when you are there, it's my stage is not there yet. Maybe another year.
Very good. Thank you, dear devotees. I'll just say a few words. It's already 6:53. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmadamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Lokanath Swami Dinamine. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Dinamine. Namaste Saraswata Deve Guruvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashya. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. This chapter, which is titled The Glories of the Devotional Service and How to Perform the Devotional Service by the Kapila Dev to Mother Devahudi. This is the essence of, if you look at the Srimad Bhagavatam in the latest chapters, you look at the Bhagavad Gita, you look at the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the same principle is revealed in every word. So what is that principle? One should see the Supreme Lord in everything. And even though he worships the deities, while performing the prescribed duties, so it's not that, I do my prescribed duty. So then there is a question, what is prescribed duty? It's called Swadharma, right? Swadharma is the prescribed duty which is mentioned to each and every living entity. So just for an example, that the Swadharma or the prescribed duty which is mentioned here, that just for an example, like a wife, the prescribed duty is naturally is there to serve the children and the husband. So service is there, and the prescribed duty of a husband is to take care of the family and the children and also other living entities. There are, the wider, say, prescribed duty of a king is to rule properly, equally to each and every subject, every living entities. So, like that, a guru, a shishya, has a prescribed duty to serve his spiritual master. Similarly, the prescribed duty of a spiritual master is to bring that disciple to more and more to be closer to Krishna. So it is always there. So that's what it is. While performing the prescribed duty, that doesn't mean that, okay, I'll do only this, so everything else is negligible. I don't need to care about it. So what it is mentioning, so unless and until one who comes to that, the proper realization, and who sees my presence, so the Lord presence is on heart and in each and every living entities, one should perform his duty as well as the devotional service and worship the deity. So that's why many times Acharyas reveals that Srila Prabhupada established many temples in this world, and Acharyas mention our Acharyas, they worship the deity. Because of then it creates such a relationship in that we can more closer and we can have realization while performing the devotional service, and this way then we can get more realization and more understanding, and we can go more closer to the Supreme Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita 12th chapter, Krishna is revealing to Arjuna who is most dear to me. Krishna is telling to Arjuna that, "O Arjuna, one who sees me in everything, and one who I am in everything, and one who understands this I am in everything, and everything is in me, and one who understands and see, he is most dear to me." And Krishna further says that one who sees me in everything, he is most dear to me. So this is the way that we have to develop our realization. And as well as Srila Prabhupada also mentioned, and also Kapila Dev is in the previous verses also mentioning that even though you are worshiping the deity, and if you are not seeing me in every living entity, and it's futile, it's useless. That means we are not understanding what is this spiritual, or what is this devotion. So one who serve the deity and means that one should serve everybody, and one should see the deity. That means one serves the Lord, and she should also serve everybody. One sees me in the deity and also should sees me in every living entity. So this is the way that we get to more and more realization. So in the fifth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it reveals that Vidya Vinaya Sambanne Brahmane Givihastine Sopaigacha Sunichaiva Pandita Samadarshana. By virtue of knowledge, a humble sage sees me in everything equally, that a dog eater, a chandala, so sees me in everything. So he is equally sees. So this is our complete, and should be the first and the foremost understanding, that each and every living entity is the part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So the sage, by virtue, by humbleness and the virtue of knowledge, he can see first thing that the Lord is seated in their heart. He is a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. But rather, what we do, we have this such a polluted mind, such a contaminated senses, mind, and intelligence. We see a person, first thing that what we say, oh, this is Indian, this is American. Or then we further goes that, okay, this is white and this is black, or this is red, or something like, oh, this is beautiful, this is not too beautiful, this is ugly, this is not ugly, this is beautiful, this is handsome, this is rich, and he is poor, and he is so much of wealth, he has so much of fame, so much of that. But at the last, one who is very, very in pure in his heart can see that, oh, this is a living entity, and naturally this won't come. So dear devotees, only by that understanding, and when we worship sincerely to the Supreme Lord, that this understanding would develop and then come to the Krishna consciousness more and more. There is in the Janaka Maharaj, there was an assembly. In that assembly, Janaka Maharaj brought all these various panditas, various great scholars, and then all on a sudden, and Janaka Maharaj saw a dream. And in that dream, Janaka Maharaj was asking that what is the meaning of that dream. So Janaka Maharaj announced that, okay, please come all these various scholars and panditas, so they can explain the meaning of this dream that Janaka Maharaj saw. So Ashtavakra means he's a sage, he is a great personality. He has bended in 8 forms, in 8 places. That's why Ashtavakra. And he's very, he is looking very, we can say that he's not very handsome or anything. So he is also walking very, we are struggling. So in the assembly, that hearing this, that Maharaj is, inviting. So this Ashtavakra sage then came to the assembly of Janaka Maharaj. So then, as soon as everybody saw Ashtavakra, then everybody started to laugh, seeing the form of seeing the form of Ashtavakra. So everybody started to laugh, and then they couldn't stop laughing. And then Little while, Ashtavakra also started to laugh. Then now everybody stopped. And now Janak Maharaj was surprised. Why Ashtavakra is also laughing? So Janak Maharaj asked this question, why are you laughing? So Janak Maharaj, as Ashtavakra said that, I am laughing because of in all your assembly, all the cobblers are sitting. All the cobblers are sitting because of the nature of the cobbler is that he is most concerned about what kind of skin that he is going to get to make a sandal, make a shoe. So that's what is he is all care about it. He doesn't care about anything that is which animal it is. All he is caring about that the skin of that which he gets it. Similarly, Ashtavakra was saying that all in your assembly who are sitting there is actually just like cobblers. They were looking at externally and then making themselves that they are great and seeing this pathetic situation. I couldn't stop my laughing. This was the answer of Ashtavakra. So this is the case of all of us, dear devotees. We don't see the Supreme Lord, everything is Lord's potency, and everything is Lord's creation. Lord is there, Lord is seated in everyone's heart, and every living entity is a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, and one should see that. And Srila Prabhupada also mentioned the purport that suppose we are worshipping the deity and we are very serious, and some devotees come, somebody comes on the doorsteps. And then Srila Prabhupada says that we should stop the deity worship. We should go and receive that person. And because of that person, that means he is also part and parcel. The most important thing that a person comes to our doorsteps, and even more than it's important to take care of that person and worship that person, bring him and give something, then you continue your deity worship. Because of Srila Prabhupada understand that and gives that the most important. That's why all these acharyas are Paradukha Dukhi, Vaishnava, that they're very much compassionate to all the living entities. They took such a step to bring them to reveal this transcendental knowledge. This acharya sees everybody equally. Krishna is also sees everybody equally. And rather, what we do when we get something, some position, then we forget everything. Then we see only ourselves. We don't see anything else. So this is a very dangerous situation in the devotion service. So we should always see each and every living entity equally. And of course, we cannot say that, okay, a tiger and a human is equal, but we have to. But in reality, they are all part and parcel. But at the same time, we should see that, how we can serve them accordingly. So we have to be very, very careful and understand these concepts of that. And we have to develop this when we see outside, when we see the people, and that's where all the good character behavior all comes from it, right? Then we all can see that we can be, this is the world, this is the harmony that we can develop. This way, that means such person situates very properly in the devotion platform. Otherwise, I would say, I'm doing this, but if a person comes and asks for something, it's angry, arrogant, and so much of bad character comes out of it. Doesn't help. So it's very, very important, dear devotees, to understand this factor that we should have that realization. Always sees that the Lord is in every living entity. Should treat them very, fair, and we should worship, as acharyas and worshipable. And we should always, and how that can come to that stage? Humbleness. Only by humility and humbleness that one can come to that stage of realization. And then, as Kapila Dev says, that we should take all this wonderful transcendental knowledge in our heart. So we have to develop that. This way that we are most dear to the Supreme Lord. So I'll stop here. It's 7:05. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. And okay. Anybody else would like to add anything before we conclude? Okay. So thank you. Let us conclude today's class. Gandhiraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Vancha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Sri Narasimha Jai Narasimha Jai Jai Narasimha Prahaladesya Jai Patmabhangam Ugram Viryam Mahavishnu Narasimham Vishanam Bhadram Murtyu Namamiham Narasimhadev Bhagavan ki Jai. Let's pray our humble obeisance to all the assembled Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. Vancha kalpatarupasya kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Vaishnavrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Vira Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Gaura Premanande.
Hari Hari Hari.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Neeru Mataji. Thank you, Neeru
Thank
Mataji.
you.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you,
Hare
everyone.